Thankfully, the clip that they put on all of them was me yelling at Mr. Wonderful saying, "No soup for you."
Sarah, that's a 41 multiple on a soup business.
No soup for you. And that all season long, and I was like, great.
Yes.
You know, like, it is the gift that keeps on giving.
How early on was that in your
That was 2018, so it was 10 years in.
10 years in?
Mm-hmm.
And how was that experience for you? And what even made you decide that you wanted to be on Shark Tank? Like, what were you trying to gain from that experience?
Exposure.
Yep.
Millions of dollars worth of PR right there.
Yep.
That was an insane experience. We applied the year before and got really far, and then they ghosted us. And then
what does that process look like?
I'm
just
interested.
interested.
I'm sure our audience, I'd love to know.
Yeah, me too.
Our audience would love to know the behind the scenes.
I think the first time we went to like an open call, and then we had they're like, okay, send us a video. Okay, now we're going to have a phone call. Okay, we'll follow up next week. And then we never heard from them again. Okay. And then the next year, a friend of mine forwarded another open call, and I forwarded it to my associate at the time. And I was like, haha. And she's like, you're going. And I was like, no, I forwarded this as a joke. Like, we've gone down this path. She's like, no, you're going. The first time I went, I had prepared, knew everything. Like this time, I mean, this is terrible to admit, but making it up on the metro as I went downtown. Because I was like, we've gone down. They don't want us. And we just kept going through the same process. And then they kept calling back. And then the next thing you know, we're on a plane to LA. First, they tell you throughout the process, we do not ever guarantee you're going to record. So we're bringing you out here, but we don't guarantee we're actually going to pick you to go in front of the sharks. And then I learned once you record, only 60% of them air. So 40% never get shown. That's terrible because you hemorrhage money. They pay for your hotel and they pay for your plane ticket. And then they give you a per diem. It was like getting your allowance from your mom. Every day you would knock on this woman who clearly not left that hotel room in 2 months because they just record. And she's like, here's your $100. I'm like, thanks, Ma. That's it. So everything else you have to get out there. Every morning, people get plucked off the island to go record. They really want to keep that element of surprise. But we were very worried that we weren't going to air because we did spend so much money.
Just staying and living there while you waited to be picked?
No. It was a week. No, getting all the product out there. It's a perishable product. And then our set was very heavy.
Yep.
Just the UPS of just shipping all of that out there was insane. It ended up working out, but I mean, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It became Monopoly money after a while. It's just put on the credit card, But Shark Tank is what it appears in that they don't know you. You go out there and they know nothing about you. And they do run the camera for, I think it's 45 seconds of just them staring at you because they're trying to get a clip. People have been known to pass out. They've been known to vomit. There are people that, just lose their shit at that moment because you're just standing there and then you got to launch in. And they were impressed at the start, but then they didn't like our financials. Thank goodness I didn't listen to them because it used to be before COVID, oh, you've got to get a co-packer. You got to get a co-packer.
You were going to say why you didn't want to use a co-packer.
Okay. Number one, we're certified kosher and you will not find.
There are kosher co-packers.
But they're doing it wrong.
Nobody does this.
Exactly. And now everyone is like, you gotta self-manufacture. And I'm like, told you so. And they were yelling at me so much. I remember there was at one point in my head, I was like, I don't know if I can take this much longer. Okay, you guys have made your point.
And this was sharks yelling at you, right?
Yeah,
whether it was Mr. Wonderful suggesting that you had a 50-50 chance of going out of business.
You still have a 50-50 chance of going to zero. Okay? I hate when he says that, but in this case, he might be right.
Okay. So we have a funny social media post coming up as a response to that. Because we have
Can we pile on?
Find any parallels between doing stand-up and being on Shark Tank?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's the ultimate heckler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that is and you have to keep going. They want the drama.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And if you pass out or if you cry, that's going to be a clip on all the commercials.
What were the immediate impacts on your business after that aired?
So we saw a huge uptick in our shipping and a huge uptick in grocery sales. And then, to be honest, it just went back down to normal. Walking off stage was so bewildering. I don't think it went the way I thought it would because our growth had been so extreme and our margins are really solid now. And we needed that investment to kind of get us there. And that's what I was trying to explain. They literally wouldn't let me speak, which is the point. I was just grateful to not be being yelled at. But then I was just so happy with the publicity. The truth is, I didn't really want them. They're sharks. I know a lot of those deals don't go through after you air because they're sharks.
Yeah. And there's disclaimers at the bottom of the screen that are
Yeah,
this big in
yeah.
one font, right?
Right.
It says, here's all the reasons why this may not actually work, but
Yeah.
thank you for the amazing entertainment.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really like rough negotiators. And I know I think I'm under whatever NDA, like they've put people in awkward positions, and I did not want to be in bed with any of those guys.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think like there's life before Shark Tank and life after. And a lot of companies go under because they think that, and they put every last dollar into it. So what it does is we can write as seen on Shark Tank, and that people then, it gives us this air of legitimacy. People think we're cool. We're not cool, but we're still here.
Yeah.